In this video, I'm going to discuss a compound plan for $1,000 trading capital. Now, this is why I emphasize that capital is a very important part of trading, and many people don't understand that. They think they're going to turn $50 or $100 or $1,000 into $1,000,000 in a couple of months or maybe 1 year or something like that. uh, I'm going to show you mathematically how that's possible, but how much time it's going to take you. And this is also to emphasize that the larger your capital, the better your returns in trading. I know a lot of people like the idea of flipping accounts, but consequently that comes with a higher risk and more psychological pressure on the trader who's doing that, and consequently that may lead to failure or just giving up on the whole idea of trading. Now, I'm going to show you a compound plan, and I'm going to explain a few concepts that go hand in hand with the health risk of a trading strategy. Now, when you have $1,000 to trade with, for example, you have to first choose a risk percentage that you're going to risk per trade, and this should be a slightly uncomfortable risk percent of your initial capital. And don't exaggerate just because you want to make money fast. In this example, I'll be using 1% risk per trade. And then number two, you're supposed to have a constant risk to reward ratio that you're going to use in all of your trades, regardless of how good or bad the trades may end up being. For example, if trader X has $1,000 and he risks 1% per trade, that will be $10 at risk per trade. So how many $10 does trader X have to risk his or her account before they can blow it? Meaning, how many chances will they have to take the $10 risk trades before they can blow their account? Meaning they have 100 chances to trade at $10 risk. This means that using a risk reward ratio of 1 to 3, trader X will be expecting a return of 3% per win, or in objective terms, $30. So if you're risking $10, you will be expecting to gain $30 back. Either you lose $10 or you make $30. Now, the reason why we use correct risk reward ratios is so that we can have a certain margin of error. This is produced by the average of the ratios over a period of time. This expectancy is a very good metric to measure the risk health of a trading strategy. For example, if you consistently trade using a risk reward ratio of 1 to 3, you can be wrong in 75% of your trades and you will break even. This happens because for every profitable trade you can make 3 losing trades and break even. A win will be the right to be wrong in the next 3 trades and you will still break even. Let me give you an example. For example, if you win 2 trades, right? And then that means your equity will now be at 6% because you're gaining 3% in every trade, or $30 as we have shown in this example, but we just use percentages, meaning you're gaining 3% and you win 2 trades. And then moving on, you lose the next 6 trades, meaning you had 6 chances to be wrong since you won 2 trades, and that means you break even. In other words, you had 75% loss and 25% wins, and you broke even. So this is what's going to happen if you compound your capital over time. Now you can see that in the first trade we make 3% and our account sits at $1,000.30, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that to make successful trades over time, you need to have a risk percent, a correct risk to reward ratio, and using a certain risk reward ratio that's balanced, you'll be able to have a margin of error. In this example, the margin of error was 75%, meaning you can be wrong 75% of the time and you break even. So what does it what do you need to be profitable? You only need to be profitable 25% of the time for your capital to have a significant change to it. So you can see in this example, out of 100 trades that you previously had, because you're only risking $10, so you have 100 trades. If you win 25 trades, then you can be profitable. So in that's more like risk, trying to achieve what's 25 times 3%, 75% exactly, at the end of the year, which is a little bit unrealistic, but it's manageable. So let's give a conceptual example where you take 25 winning trades. Let's say in 1 year you only take 100 trades, and you only have to win 25 of those every time. This lessens the pressure of you wanting to be correct all the time. You know that out of 100 trades, I just have to win 25 trades and my capital will be steadily moving. Now you can see how long it's going to take for you to actually flip your account or double your account. It will take 25 trades, and let's say this is in one whole year. So this is how your account is going to grow over 11 years, $1,000. So it would take you 11 years to make $1,000,000 from $1,000. You can get the whole idea. When you flip your account to $2,000 in the first year, you get that in the new capital and do the same thing over again. And just like that, you go from 2,000 in year 3, you'll be at $4,000. This is with no withdrawals or anything like that, assuming you're not going to withdraw from your account. This is why I say it's pretty hard to make consistent returns in trading, or sufficient returns in trading with a small amount of capital like $1,000, because consequently it would take you 11 years of winning 25 trades consistently, meaning at the end of each year you have to have had won 25 trades for you to make $1,000,000 in 11 years. So assuming you had plans of buying a Lamborghini from a $1,000 deposit, it would take you at least 9 years before you could actually think of actually buying the Lambo. This is why I strongly emphasize on the amount of capital that you use. This is it's a good idea if you're patient and it's realistic, because you're only risking 1% of your account every time, and consequently this is how your account will grow. So it will take you 11 years to actually become a millionaire. If you're that patient, it's realistic, and it moves at a good rate. So this is a whole compounding plan. It's not money you're going to withdraw next week and go shopping or do whatever fancy stuff you like to do. You have to think about a long-term investment. If you make an investment like $1,000, you could look at this to be the outcome. And when your account sits at $1,000,000, you could now start to withdraw every month, because just 1% in this account is what somebody would work for in a whole year. So that's how you're supposed to look long term. And this whole calculation is considering no withdrawals, like you've just been disciplined for 11 years. I don't know how possible that is to everybody, but this is why I tell you to step up your capital that you're going to use. Because if you had started with $100,000, for example, and you're doing this whole process, let me just give that example. You could use this compounding tool. It's a great tool as well. If you started with $100,000 and you're expecting 3% per trade, or let's say if it's a month, and you expect 25 trades, ignore the months, count it in trades. 25 trades out of 100 that you have to win. Your account after that will be doubled to you make $100,000 at the end of the year, which is a good amount.